Welcome back. This is Nerd Dad on episode 32 of our Factorio playthrough, and we were just gonna get all over this copper. We were gonna just start figuring out how we were going to take as much as we can. And I think we actually, you know what? I was actually just thinking to myself, we actually have a blueprint somewhere for this, I believe. So let's just grab this, and let's just throw some miners in there. We might actually need some more. I wonder if we've got the resources to build a few. Let's build a few out of our bag. Wow, having problems with the words. Okay, let's just check our blueprint here, and I believe we had one. There we go. That looks like it. Yeah, that's the one. And actually, I noticed we used fast transport belts, so we might have to go out and pick a few things up, but let's give a poke and see how this is going to look for us. So we're going to where are we going to have our train come in? So we could do it this way. You know, we could think about, oh, we're going to put it out like that and have the train come over here. But I'm thinking we'll go north-south on this, something like this. And just kind of like that. And there. And the nice thing about this is you can basically, when you lay it down, assuming that I can actually see, we should be able to just make sure we don't go over the other telephone pole. I feel like we've got this already out of whack. Kind of like that. So you can see that when I'm up at this piece here, it's sort of like I'm laying it out way out nowhere. Let me try that again. It looks like we're going to place 4 miners well out of the range. And what's going to happen is it's actually not going to even try to build them. You see, they just disappeared. And so basically what it's doing is it'll only place miners where it can actually use them. And we don't really want one there, so we can kind of pull it off. And this one's kind of weak. I mean, you know, yeah, it's going to get one extra little piece. So you can kind of pick and choose, and it doesn't really matter that you kind of overdo it when you're kind of laying these out. So we'll just get that there. Put one there, and we should be able to just line that one up there like that. And we'll see if we can get all these in here somewhere. There's kind of another one, and oh, I got that one goofed up. That one's not in the right place, I don't think. Nope, that one's looking all wrong. So the good news is we can just come along and go like this and just say, don't do that, please. And we come back and we say, no, what we really want to do was this. There we go. And that's a little better. I'm not sure if that's exactly what we just had. It just seemed wrong at that point in time. Well, that one's in good shape. Now we got a little bit extra on the outside here, but we're just going to leave that for now. And I think we're short a few miners and things. I'm seeing that we don't quite have enough of everything. So we'll go pick some things up. We'll come back down, drop them in here, and let that finish it off for us. Now, we do have a car around here somewhere, don't we? No, we don't. Well, now what? Alright, I don't think we have any cars, so let's go and run up here then. I haven't seen an engine come in here in a long time, and I'm starting to wonder if, you know, just maybe our line's so backlogged we just haven't been pulling off here, which is okay. I mean, if we're not using the materials, it just makes me wonder if we're, you know, if that's the problem, or if, you know, the issue is that maybe the train's not working properly. And I'm just seeing that we got, you know, we got stuff in here. That's good. It's still slowly plugging away, and that's okay. It's working as designed. Alright, where's that car? Where's a car? Any car. There's one, and there's one way up there. We gotta really do something about that car that's like way up there in the north. Okay. All these robots taking off to say, hey, we need to hook them all. They're just like, we've got to get you things that you need to carry. Because we're coming in here with no ore or anything else. They're all trying to figure out how to address that. Oh, they all want to follow me and get rid of wood and stuff, apparently. Look at them all off to do great deeds on our behalf. Okay, what else do we got? We came in here for some specific items. We wanted some miners. They're where? They're over here somewhere. And do we have any? Oh, yes. Yes, we do. There we go. That should give us quite a few. Got 59 of them. That should do us for a while. And I'm wondering maybe we should pick up a couple other things. I'm just going to check to see where that car is hiding out. Okay, it's way down the end there. And how's our yellows looking? We're slowly backlogging. It's not great. I mean, we're not doing that, you know, the greens are still holding us up. The whole copper thing's still not, you know, It hasn't solved itself while we've been away. Let's go with that. Okay, be like that. You know, you'd think those robots, when they're sitting around doing nothing, they wouldn't be sitting there, you know, playing vid games or something. They'd be actually, you know, we came in and they all kind of ran out of the house like, oh, we've been busy the whole time, master. Yeah, no, they've just been sitting around doing nothing. They could have been building stuff, but, you know. No. There's a door there. I could probably drive through it as opposed to trying to drive through the big two guns sitting on the wall. Yes, I probably could, but then again, with my driving skills in this game, probably not. Yes, my next playthrough will be me driving, not. Oh, goodness. Let's see if we can actually miss one or two objects on the way down here. Okay, there's a little bit better. Okay, and let's see what happens if we drop a bunch of stuff in here just for fun. Oh, look, they say they've got things to do. Imagine that. And let's see what happens with that. Oh, yes. You are busy little friends. Okay. And oh, we didn't pick up fast transport belts. That is so depressing. It really is. Okay, let's grab some of these. They'll be faster to convert. What do we have? We still don't have the ore for it. Oh boy. Okay. Well then. Now we're short quite a bit of it too. We will have to resolve that issue, I'm afraid. Okay. Just gonna get these guys kind of spitting out the back end here. Huh. I would have thought that would have been there. There like that. Okay. We definitely need some more of those. That's just the way it's gonna be. Okay. And all the rest of them got power. Everything else is looking like it's doing pretty good. It's just we need some fast transport belts. Didn't think about it. Didn't do it. Have nobody to blame but me. Oh, that telephone pole jumped right in front of me. It did it again. Everybody saw it. I was gonna miss it before it moved. Okay. Oh, I made it through something. Oh, it's like I should get an award. I feel like there should be an achievement. Driving through the gate without crashing after 10 times hitting the wall. Yes, everybody would have that achievement except for me. Okay, we wanted to come up here and pick up some red goodies. Not track. Oh, yeah, well, you take that. Oh, I've got the car stuck. Fantastic. Yeah, so if you do what I just did, I've got the car stuck. Oh, I've really got it stuck. I've got it hung up on the other one. I can't get it off. It's stuck on the edge of the inserter. Wow, that was some spectacular driving. Yes, it'll be me showing everybody how to drive in-game. That's just wrong. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, boy. Okay. I changed my username to worst Factorio driver. Wow. Okay. Can we actually drive up down here without hitting something? Probably not. Zigzag. Oh, Mr. Roboports. It's like a miracle. Can I make the turn this time? There's the big... Okay, so I'm so busy looking for the gate. This time I drove into a miner. Oh, boy. Yeah, boy. Now, as long as I don't drive into that train, we're okay. Okay. Or have the train drive into us. Oh, I made it through there that time. That's something. Alright, what's going to happen when we drop this in this time? Give me stuff. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Okay, where's this train coming in? I think I'd like it to come right in down here. We'll get it going up and out, and we'll figure out where we're going to go from there. Let's tell this to get picked up. We don't need those there. Let's get on top of this, finally. Oh, God. You know, this is becoming kind of crazy. I'm not sure where... I've got so much stuff laying around that I've forgotten where everything's laying down, and I really haven't got my logistical network in place decently enough right now to make it so that I can pick up the things I want. So, back and forth we go. Anybody bored of this yet? I know I am. Okay, let's go back. See what we don't hit. What we really are looking for right now is... Where did I put all the railways? It might have been in this box here. Yeah, that's where I put a good chunk of it. But I don't have as many railways there as I thought I was going to. Railways? Yeah, we'll call them railways because that's the right name. I don't know, what are they called? Straight rails. Which is funny because they can turn into curved rails. Oh, there's that wall again. We need more rail. I knew we had it around there. I just thought we had more around there. I didn't realize we went through as much as we did. Yep, take that. If anybody needs to build the gates bigger, it's me. Okay, let's get some rail. And we didn't build any more of those. Let's grab a bunch of rail. Well, it's as much as we can get, but that should hopefully get us there. And as we kind of said last time, we're not going to go for the stack inserters on this one. We're just going to kind of cheap out on this one. And it's okay. Maybe we can always upgrade it later. I'd like to get those stack inserters automated somewhat. You know what I should do? What would be really smart is instead of me driving through the gauntlet of things that I can't seem to drive through, if I just kind of came in through this way. Well, I'll still hit the wall. Why not? Right? There we go. Okay. Now I think we can actually build some stuff. I think I can. Okay, let's get this train yard coming in right in here like this and just... Okay, and we need a train stop. Or station, depending on how you want to call it. And we're going to call this Copper Ore Depot 01. And for this one, we're going to go all out on the red, and we're going to go 125. And we're going to go 0 on that one, and it kind of close. It's not quite dark enough. Oh, guns, shooting stuff. Huh. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. In fact, why don't we just automate that again? And we're going to want... Oh, we're going to need some chests. We got those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 5. 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. May as well do it with fast stuff. Keep doing 5. And 1, 2, and 2, like that. And we're only going to do it on one side of the track. We could do it on both sides, but we're going to just try to get it on one side of the track here. Depends how fast you want your trains to load, right? If you really want them to load fast, well, you double up your sides. I'm not in that big of a panic. I think we're okay here. I mean, we know we want the copper. If we really want them that fast, I'll get 2 trains going. Because at some point, I want to show train signals and stuff. So, there we go. And then we should just be able to drop one there. And we should be able to drop another one there. And just have that kind of be built. And while it's doing that, we'll get the power hooked up. We are going to have to find a place for our... Whoops. For our coal, but like I said before, I like to have the coal load at the main dropping station, so we will try to do that as well. And we got some power into there now, and all we got to do is basically hook it up. So we can just actually we can just run this one like this, and dunk, chunk, and kind of like that. And because these ones are the thicker ones, what I think I might do is I might split this one. Ooh, if I'm going to split this one, I want to split it between this one and this one. So I might bring this far one over and split it up. This one, I think what I'll do is I'll actually just bring it back here and just kind of run it right into this by itself. And yes, it means I need to do a couple of, I'm going to waste a couple of these, but that's okay. And what we can do is we can hook one of them up here. And that will allow this sort of to even out. Whoopsie. And actually, that's not how I want to do that. I want to do this like... I'm going to do that on the other side. I'm going to do it like... Whoopsie. Man, struggle much? Okay, we're going to bring both sides across here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to split off... Doesn't really matter to me which one I do. I can grab this one. I'll throw a splitter on this one. And I'll bring the split in here like this. And then what we'll do is we'll just split this one, this other half onto this one here like this. And once we bring in this other line, I'll keep that one nice and thick. And we should be in a pretty good position to get that all backfilled as well. Alright, what do we got? We got one engine, I'm guessing. Yeah, we're going to need another engine, which we're going to have to pick up because we have no engines. And we don't have any space for some other things. So we're just going to throw some stuff in boxes here. I don't really care that we're not really aligned properly. But we can build our 3 cargo wagons we're going to want. So we got those coming. We are definitely going to want another engine because we're still doing an end-to-end versus loops. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I mean, I only really started adding loops when I, kind of got things in the way of other things. So I'll just run this through. We do have some issues here with, I want to keep this kind of as straight as I can. Now, to do that, that means I got a little bit of finagling to do here. I could do a little snake here, but I'm just going to kind of clean it up. Just because I do want to keep it as straight as I can. So we'll just kind of go like this. We'll bump this telephone pole, one to each side, take out this, grab these guys, and just kind of reset where the guns are going to go, one on each side of the track. And where's our guns? There's one there. And we'll build a gate right here. We only need it to be 2 wide. Whoops, I said 2, not 3. Somebody, somewhere, help me. Okay, and then we'll go like that. And just kind of jump that track. Didn't need it quite to go that far, but that's okay. And now we can build our track right out there. There we go. Alright. And we can kind of just keep building. And we're just going to kind of come right through here. So we're just going to... Basically, what we're going to do is just grab and pretend our train track's going through there. We can zoom out and just go... We're going to run a train track right up there. I think there's a... What are we doing here? Just kind of making sure. We're just changing ground. Okay. And what will happen is my robots will keep going out and doing that as I'm running up with the track. They'll just keep clearing it for us. I just want to pick up that robot. So we'll just come here and there you can see them kind of going out. And they'll just keep going out and picking it up and getting them out of my way for me. And we can just keep doing that as we hit forest. Come on, guys. Catch up. Get together, boys. And we got something here in front of us. But anyway, if we can chop it down in one hit, doesn't really matter. Whoa, that was not good. Run away. I wasn't really paying attention, was I, apparently? Run away, run away, run away. That kind of startled me. Just because I didn't think our ammo was good enough to take on those blue bugs. Now, we probably can do it now that we're kind of ready for them. Okay, I'm going to try it with grenades. Let's see what happens with the grenades, just kind of for fun. We'll just kind of play with them a bit, and I'll kind of show you why I don't like them. Kind of gotta time them. They're not the best. Let's shoot him. And we might be able to get in here and blow some things up. You see we're already taking damage from that spitter, and those spitters are pretty heavy, so not really the best way to fight, in my own personal opinion. I don't really want that up there. I want that there. Okay. So we'll just drop a gun here and just kind of get ourselves some protection. That guy can deal with that. Yep, we're getting hit by spitters already. Let's get out of the spitter range, and then we can kind of let it spit at some other things, and we can just run these in here. It's just so much easier doing it this way, which is why I do it. It's just... Oh, except for this guy's kind of hammering away on my guns. But our robots will keep them up and running. So yeah, it's just... when you look at the difference between me running around with grenades trying to get an exact shot versus me just dropping a couple of guns, it's kind of night and day. But that was a bit of a shocker. I just really didn't know I was that close to them. A little ore field there. Not sure what that's going to do for us. Alright, where are we going here? Kind of driving into Netherland here. I think maybe we will take a bit of an angle approach up here. Just kind of keep ourselves away from those guys. Not that I'm too worried about them, but also a little faster too. Okay, get over here. And where are we? Just kind of eyeballing. Well, I guess we probably don't want to run into that group. Let them go by. I see our guns are still keeping busy. And the question now becomes, where do we want to run? We could run our track in this way. They're trying to go around. We could try to run through here and up into here. Or we could just run in here and do a little snake. I'm expecting that we are going to get nuked pretty soon, so I'm going to kind of assume that I probably can just kind of sneak in like this. I think we'll just assume we're going to come right in the front door here. Okay, and how many of those we got left? We got a couple. Yep, 1, 2. And we should be able to just 1, 2, 3, 4. Just kind of like that. Oh, you're going to try to come in the gate, are you? Well, I guess I better get away from it. Oh, nice building. Yes, that was not close. What were you doing? Not anything good. Not anything good at all, I'm afraid, sir. Okay. And that's not how you make a curve in the game. No, what you have to do is make sure you got your arrow on there. Not, you don't just kind of start dropping track. That's brilliant. You can only laugh when you do such farcical things. Okay, so you can see right now we've kind of got this little goofy thing. I could try to bring this in and tail it in and have the train kind of running two ends of this track, but I don't really want to join these two. I talked a little bit about maybe doing a bit of a carousel with sort of doing a sorter. I don't think I'm going to do that here. I want to do it somewhere, just kind of for people that maybe have never used a sorter, just to show that a little bit. But I think we're just going to really take the easy approach here and just say this one's going to be our copper in. And the only downside we've got to this line that we're running in here is if we need to bring copper in from over here, we're kind of going to have a hard time connecting to this, short of trying to figure out some sort of looping system, which means we're basically going to go all the way around the lake. That said, yeah, we may or may not get up there. I mean, we've got enough copper here. We're going to be good for a while, and if we have to think about it later, well, by then we can probably start thinking about different ways of doing it. So, not going to fret. The other advantage to doing this, of course, is that we don't have to have any train signals yet. Now, I do actually like having train signals. It's one of those things I just love playing with, but unfortunately, we're just kind of not hitting it this time. We're just not really needing them. Okay, and there's a 125. We do need some coal in here, though. We're going to want a little bit of that. And, yeah, where are we getting our coal here? I think we're actually doing this one we're actually doing backwards than we typically do. So I am going to need to bring a little bit of coal up here. I see we've already evaporated this. We are going to have to start thinking about bringing some coal down in here, too. I think we're starting to get, we've chewed through this pretty well. So I'm not too sure what that means for us at this point. I don't really want to bleed off of our power. If I'm going to bleed off anything, I want to bleed off this little bit here. What are we going to do about the coal situation, people? Well, I think what we can do, why don't we just build our own temporary little measure, and then we can always flip it around. We'll just do something like this and say we're going to feed it over this way. And this will just be for... This is just for trains. Trains only. Special club. Only trains need apply. Or engines even. We're going to be more selective in that only engines can have access. Of course, that was brilliant because I just ran that pipe right down in the middle of where we're going to want our... Oh, you dummy. You're going to want to have a bunch of copper come down because we're going to want to bring down all the copper right down through here. So we're going to have to start thinking about that a little bit as well. So let's go, let's assume we're going to have 3 pipes coming down for copper. And what's that going to look like for us? Well, it's going to look kind of like this. We're just going backwards from the other way. And we're going to... I've shown you how to do it with track. You can also do it kind of just... You can truly just reverse it if you want to, waste joint these splitters. You can just do it like that. It does exactly the same thing as the other way that I showed where you kind of do this little finagle. But you can do it in a bit of a... It just looks nicer. I mean, that's about it. You can see, but this works. I'm kind of getting both sides of the track all the way through. Except for this one's a little bit goofed. What's going on there? Oh, that's working. 2 sides, 2 sides. And this is the other side. Yeah, no, we're good. Everything's double upping like it should. Double upping? Oh, wow. Anyways, so this time I think we'll just do this instead. And again, we want some chests in here. We'll just do that. And again, we can just kind of come in and build a great big something. We'll just kind of grab this and go, yeah, that's good. And there's lots of ways we could make this better. That's not going to be right. Do that from there, please. And then we'll just go checkbox and just throw it in. Just go there and there. There we go. It makes it nice and easy, nice and fast. And then we'll just kind of start running this over. And I'm guessing that it's going to be only our robots building it because I don't think we're inside the logistical network at this point. So we'll just have to keep running back and forth here a little bit just to make sure it gets coverage. But we're going to be doing that anyways while we're doing this, kind of running these 3 lines for this bus. And there we go. We're basically, we're pretty well set it. And now we can bring this other line down, which is where we wanted this coal, so we're not kind of goofing up our other component here. Man, having real problems connecting stuff today. I'm telling you. And we'll just bring it something like, why don't we do that? Is that going to be close? Close is enough, as they say. Okay, let's figure out where the power is going to go. We're going to need 2 there. That's going to work. And that one covers 2 and 2. And can we catch? Yes, we got it in exactly the perfect position. That's going to work really well. And if we wanted to, where's the best place to connect this? Maybe just a little power line there. that's all up and running, and now we can just kind of come down here. We're going to need a splitter. There's one. And we'll just run our line right down and just figure out where it's going to bump into. Oh, look at that. It's almost a thing of perfection. Almost. Not quite. There we go. That should get us some coal for a train. And all we got to do now is run down and quickly pick up an engine. I'm noticing that this thing's a little bit goofy in that it's clearing out the center car. But what I'm seeing is we're full. And that's what we want to see. And I'm also seeing, wow, this thing's getting really kind of empty. We may as well pick that up over here, pick that up. I got a few things we're going to pick up over here. Don't really need them, just kind of house cleaning on the fly. Now, didn't we have some trains and engines and things once upon a time? Yeah, I think we did. We'll just grab a stack of engines. That gives us 6. That'll give us a couple more trains worth. How are we doing on signals? Well, we probably got them all because we haven't built anything with them. Why don't we ditch the 4 and take the 10? There we go. And what else do we want? We've been talking constantly about maybe having a few engines in our bag, so why don't we do that as well? And we're still getting robot damage and stuff, so that's okay. I think we're going to push towards rockets fairly soon. I mean, you know, we're in a position where if we really wanted to make the final push, we kind of could. We could kind of skip a few things and just build out other things. It would take us a little bit to get there, but we're pretty close right now. I wouldn't have a doubt that we could kind of make a good challenge at it. And if we look at what we need for tech, we're basically rockets are, we basically just need to kind of fill in a few more places here. And this isn't a lot, really. We're really kind of close. The tech for us is, what's this? Speed module 3 and then this. So we need a few perps. We need some yellows, and the yellows I think we need are like 300 or something, and we're close to that. So yeah, I mean we're at a place where in the game, if we really wanted to make a challenge for it, we could have done it quite a while ago, I think. Anyways, that wasn't our plan. Our plan was to instead create some. Actually, you know what? We're gonna actually need to bump these guys over one more line, kind of like that, and then just get that guy going like that, just so that we've got this nice thick line down here. And I have to admit, I don't like the fact that the ore for the iron and the copper is just, I usually like having spacing between it, so that doesn't excite me. But at the end of the day, we may have lost a couple of points in future planning, but I think we're going to be all right. Now we can tie this right into here, and what we'll do is we'll try to keep our, as we've kind of done in other places, we'll try to keep our local stuff in reserve, and we will try to push back on the, just pull as much as we can from those other places. Now we only have 2 lines coming in right now. We're actually going to have 3, so we could start thinking about where we could drop some more burners. We might be able to drop another set of burners here or something. We got a few options to us, but right now, just let's get this nice and thick, full of stuff. Okay, so what's our best way of doing that? Let's think about this a little bit. What I'd like to do is bring in this line kind of here, and I would like to just kind of jump it across. Just kind of like that. And what I want to do is just throw a little logic on. Have we got any logic wire? We could use a few more. I'd like a logic wire right between there and there. And I would like this one to be our read only. And it'll put it on hold. And we'll tell this one if copper equals 0 to keep feeding copper. And that should be easy. And there we go. And it just keeps feeding it until we bring in a new line, and then it'll override it. And we're going to do exactly the same thing on this other side here, which we're going to do with this line. We're going to run the exact same scenario right here. Yep, just had to make sure I had my visual right there. And then we're going to just grab a chunk of wire. We built wire, right? What happened to it? There it is. And we're just going to go like this. And then we're just going to copy the instructions from the inside to the inside. And we're going to copy the inside to the outside. And basically we got exactly the same logic going on. And then what we're going to do, we're going to just kind of do a little bit of a something like this. We're going to split this one there. So we're going to split that one, and then we're going to split it again right there. And so what we should get there is the center line being split between the two lines as much as it can be, which should ensure that we keep this as thick for as long as possible. So hopefully that'll work out. We might end up just splitting the middle. So we might end up with, my concern would be that we might end up with half lines for a little bit, and that's possible, and we'll see whether that does come to fruition. I'm hoping it doesn't. Now, we haven't named our train depot here, or our station, or whatever we want to call it. This will be our copper ore drop north. And it's already set up, and then we're going to just grab a train, drop it in place, flip it around. We'll copy the instructions from there to there, make it look nice and pretty. And you don't need to do the coloring thing. I just like to do it, you know, if I'm looking at a train whipping by, I just kind of, that's what that is, if I don't know. Especially when I get a bunch on one line. Right now it doesn't really matter because I kind of know what's on each line. But, you know, it's just nice to know sometimes. And why don't we get some lights in here? Everybody's like, thank goodness he finally put lights and we can see what he did. Yeah, that'd probably have been helpful. There we go. So now we can get a quick look-see at them. Okay, what's our instructions? Our instructions are go to Copper Depot 01 and pick us up an item count of 3,000 copper, please. Kind of like we did with the other one. Greater than or equal to. You don't want to make it equal to because if you get extra, you're in trouble. You can make it greater than. Greater than will work. And then we're going to say, please add a station, which is Copper Drop North, inventory empty, and automate me, please. And we should already have some coal in here. Yeah, we're almost full. There we go. So let's see how this works. I always like to kind of get a visual on it really quickly just to see if it's going to, you know, derail or stop in the middle of nowhere. Typically, the biggest thing you're looking for is if it doesn't no path on you when you get to the other end for some strange reason. As long as it kind of loads up and takes off. And we can already see we already filled all our boxes here. So we've got 18,000 ore just waiting to be pulled, and we're only pulling 3 at a time. So we've already got 6 loads of ore sitting here. And this is why if we wanted to double this up or we put stacks in here, we could pick this up quite a bit faster. And we can think about that. You see it'll take a little bit here because we're basically got 1,000 per car. Right now we've only got, you know, 1,000. So it's going to take us a little bit. We're going to have to take 3 times longer. So the stack inserters are nice, and it is really nice if you can double side it. It's just I'm also trying to, you know, speed up our time for builds and stuff here. If I were playing alone, I probably would have double-sided it, and I probably would have thought about doing stack inserters just to kind of really pull this off, because this is a nice-sized little ore field. You know, we've got 1 million here. Well, 1,000,006, so, you know, we're going to be pulling off this for a little bit. But, that said, we're almost there. We only have to watch this once. We're going to take it back, and then we'll probably just ride it back down real quick. I just want to make sure that when we offload, you know, all our logic works, kind of just doing a double check, and then, you know, this copper train episode will be done, and we will then start moving on. I think we're going to start pushing that north side. I think it's the big adventure next for us. Start going after that nuclear and a few other things. So let's jump off the train here. We don't really want it to take off without us, but we want to take a little bit of a look. And that's the downside to what I did. So you can see that the copper, because it's all being unloaded on the right side, it sticks to the right side, so you don't get a 2-line track. Now, as long as you're okay with that, and it does have its advantages, as long as you're okay with that, then what you start looking at is things like this. We know that we're only feeding 1 bead here, and as long as this is staying nice and thick, we know as long as we can feed that solid bead all the way down, you're okay. So it will work for you. I do prefer trying to double up my lines as much as I can for many a reason. Typically, I like to have a little bit of extra copper in the line. I also like the way it looks, I'll admit it. So it's one of the reasons I kind of use this process over here. You can come in here and you can start dropping in you know, splitters and kind of feeding it back into the line and just giving yourself space by using jumpers, and I could show you to do that. We'll just kind of quickly do it here. So if I wanted to double this up, right, I just do that, and then I can come along and say, well, I want to do the same thing here. Okay, so I want to do that. I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of like that. drop in a line like that. You know, it's pretty simple. You just basically, okay, now I'll do a double line there, flip it over. Okay, now I can double that one in, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. And go like this. And it's basically just rinse repeat, right? You can basically just make your line double up. Now, what it means is you're going to get a lot of feet out of here really quickly, and then you start doubling up and just basically backloading this component. Either or is acceptable. You can see, because we were pulling off that one line, but what you want to think about is when you get your electric furnaces, you're going to want this to become a double line, and we're going to do that actually pretty shortly too. We're going to want to get into electric furnaces, and we're going to stop feeding all the coal in here. It's going to be one of the ways we're going to save a little bit of coal here. And all of a sudden, we're going to want these lines to be too thick. So if you're just thinking early on, like when you get trains, sometimes you have to get trains pretty early. Feeding in a single line is okay, but just remember that you're going to have to start thinking about how to convert that to a double line at some point, because you're going to likely need it to feed all the way down. And depending on, you know, if you shorten these lines, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you've got at least 10, and possibly even if you'd like to go further, you're really going to want to make sure you double up on that line. All right, enough of harping on that. We really still don't have enough copper. We really do need to, you know, get some more furnaces up and that kind of stuff. We could. I mean, we've got the wherewithal for it. I mean, we've got enough resources coming in at this point. The one thing I just wanted to check really quickly, just make sure, yeah, we've locked up these lines, so these guys are not moving, which is exactly what we want to see, and we want to see this middle line kind of filtering through. Our train got back in time to keep this full. And that's the other thing you want to take a little bit of a look at. You want to kind of monitor your trains. So we had the train emptied itself, and it came in, and it was starting to get down to about here, and then all of a sudden the train came in and backfilled it. If you can get your train at a distance where it can do that, or you have a couple trains alternating to do that, then you can kind of keep your, you know, sort of reserve line, you know, kind of held. And I do really like having a bit of a reserve like this, because I'm not going to build here. This is a great thing for me to have, so that if I get a bug attack out there and I have to fight, or I lose power out there for whatever reason, my whole system doesn't shut down. It's okay, I got a problem to go solve, but in the meantime, I've got, you know, still some reserves in here for copper. Now, we've kind of chewed this up in here, but we do have this other one up here that we're sort of nursing off of, and we could kind of do the same thing with this. But it's nice to have if you can have it. Okay. Well, we're going to call that an episode, so thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Any likes, comments, constructive criticism, subscribe, all the good things, that'd be great. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining me. I'm Nerd Dad, and I am out.